needless to say, is a lot of work that has to be done on this roster. Lots of C's, lots of D's, a couple of F's, couple of B minuses in there, but
yeah,
it's a rough go. A lot of work to do from Adam Peters and company.
it's a bad situation. So, what do you say we do some work, Pop? Let's get into a quick little buy or sell segment here to wrap
Love
up.
the buy or sell.
See what we can fix. So, do you want to run through this, or you want me to run through this?
How do you want to? You call it.
I'll call it. All right. So, you guys know the drill with buy or sell. We're gonna list off a bunch of different topics, and do you buy them? Do you sell them? Or there might be a trade later on down the line that we can work in a third option. But first thing, buy or sell, do you want to draft a quarterback number 2 or higher?
We're buying that one, right? I think I could speak for the both of us. We're on record there. You know, the other option is trade back, go veteran, stick with Sam. I don't love any of those. Hopefully we're not in position to have the number 2 pick in the draft unless Adam Peters pulls off a brilliant trade with another team. And for a very long time, these opportunities don't come along that often. We've blown them the last couple of times that we've had the chance to get that quarterback in this position. Got to go QB, especially with as high people seem to be on those top 3 prospects. Even if we stick at number 2, we should land a really good prospect, and we still got Sam on the roster to compete. So got to buy this one.
Yep, I'm buying that one for sure. Secondary free agents. Cam Curl, buy or sell? Go rapid fire.
Buy. Definitely like there. Cam. Should bring him back.
Jeremy Reeves coming off that season-ending injury. You buying or selling there?
I'd buy Jeremy. He's a team guy. He's all in. He's a good special teamer. Why not? I don't think he's going to give you a ton in the secondary except for backup, but I like Jeremy.
Inexpensive, best special teamer in the league. One of them, buying for sure. Kendall Fuller, buy or sell?
Might get a clean sweep. I like Kendall too. I think he's a guy that if you can get him back at the right price, you should make that. He's a pro, not great, but I mean we need some foundational guys. Maybe a 1-year deal there. Maybe is not interested in that, but.
Yeah,
I'd get Kendall Fuller back if it's possible.
Yeah, I'm selling Kendall Fuller. I think he's better than these guys that I'm about to name, but I think we've had this history of cornerbacks coming here and playing okay, but not being all-stars, and us kind of crowning them as these champions. And then when they leave, they don't really end up doing much, like a Bashaud Breeland type. I think Fuller's better than him. And there was a guy, Quentin Dunbar was another one. I think Fuller's better than both of those guys, but I'm going to sell Fuller. I'm not, I think in the spirit of a clean sweep and just kind of letting he's like Antonio Gibson for me. He's in that same group. So going to go ahead and move on from him. So free agent wide receivers. Let's go.
So I think we agree there. Just to interject one point, I think we agree if we had to keep one, it's Cam, right?
Of course.
Of those 3, if we had to just choose one of the 3, it's going to be Cam.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But I think Cam and Jeremy fill different enough needs that you can bring back both.
Fair. I'm with
you. Wide receiver, free agents, buy or sell Curtis Samuel.
I want Curtis back again. Maybe Ashbone syndrome enough, but I loved what I saw from him. I mean, despite a terrible situation last year, he was a pro, and I think he's a Swiss Army knife that can do a lot in the Cliff Kingsbury offense.
Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel, I think, is the most underrated wide receiver in the NFL. I buy Curtis Samuel. If you look at the advanced metrics, you look at his separation rates last year, you look at his efficiency when he was targeted. I love Curtis Samuel. I love me some Curtis Samuel.
Son, there's a little blood flow going on over here. Hearing you talk about advanced metrics, I love that.
Yeah, you like that, right? Go a little Brandon Staley on you.
You're a star.
Big Curtis Samuel guy. Jamison Crowder, buy or sell?
I love Jamison Crowder. I think as a special teams guy, if you can get him back on the cheap. I'm probably guilty of saying what we shouldn't do, but I think as a depth guy, as special teams, as a returner, I'm trying to keep Jamison as long as the price is right.
I'm selling. You're
probably more reasonable than me in these situations.
Look, he had a couple exciting returns, but
I think
over
I
the
wanted to
course
keep
of this,
everybody on this list.
I
Wow.
know you're trying to keep everybody.
I'm buying everybody. That's
Look,
not.
man,
That's wrong.
he's
I
got
mean,
an injury
definitely keeping
history.
Curtis over Jameson without a shadow of a. It's not even close.
Yeah, I'm selling Jameson because he's got an injury history, and don't look now, but Dax Milne the year before averaged more yards per return than he did. So just gonna
Fair.
leave that there. Just gonna leave that there.
Fair.
He had a couple flashy plays, and we love the name because he reminds us of better times when we were going 10-6 instead of 7-10.
The
But
Jay Gruden days, the glory
the good
days.
old the glory days. I'm ready to let go of Jamison Crowder and bring in Ray McLeod. That would be my solution there for return man. Free agent from San
That's fair.
Francisco.
I think you've changed my mind. I'm going to
You're
sell
going to
there as
sell
well.
too.
You flipped me.
It's just the kind of
You
guys we
flipped me
got to
on
get moving
Fuller and
away from.
Crowder.
There you
Yeah.
go. Look at that.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a good one. Here's our trade amendment there. Buy,
We
sell,
could go a
or
half
trade.
hour here, so buckle in, people.
We're not. I refuse to go. I refuse to go more than 2 minutes on this. Buy, sell, or trade Sam Howell on the roster. You could keeping would be buy, and selling would be trading him, I guess. So you're gonna buy or
I mean,
sell.
unless you've changed your mind, I think we're both on the books here saying we should keep Sam, as a number 2. So I think again, you can reference our previous pod. We debated this for good 10, 15 minutes, much to the shock and dismay of Dominic. But yeah, I think keeping Sam, and I really think, I know you disagree, and we won't get in a long debate. I think Sam has the right attitude. He's got his feet on the ground. He knows the situation. He knows they're going to draft a QB. I think he's going to impress this coaching staff this offseason.
Yeah.
I think he is, because I just think he's a great kid. He's a great locker room guy. Heard Davita Pritchard talking about Sam, in his interviews, talking about what a great locker room guy, what a great kid he is. He stopped short of fully endorsing him, which is a sign. So there's some growth there. But I think that, he's gonna look good in training camp, and I think the team's going to be happy to keep him. So I'm definitely buying Sam.
Buy, keep on the roster, sure, because he's a cheap backup. I think if you get anything more than a third, you need to start really considering. But I would buy keeping him on. I would buy keeping him on the roster. A third or higher, you need to start thinking about it.
But if things go according to plan on Sam, he's going to be the backup. I mean, at quarterback. Let's just say, according to plan, at quarterback, he's going to be the backup. And I think he's going to look great in preseason. He's going to look great if he does have to come in spurts, because I think he'll thrive in that situation. Kind of like a Taylor Heineke, come in as a backup. His trade value is going to just grow.
Maybe.
At some point, I do think you do need to trade him to get some value back for him. But I think there's potential that his trade value could grow by staying on the roster.
That's very optimistic. But I don't dismiss it. I don't dismiss it as a possibility. That's good insight. I think that's the optimistic take. But I'll keep him on
it's
the
amazing how
as a cheap backup.
Last 30 days of the season completely changed your opinion of Sam. But you have a right to your opinion, as we established.
It's a little more than just the last 30 days of the season. But like you said, we could go for a whole half hour. But things are different when you get off, you ride the roller coaster and you're going the whole way, and then you get off the roller coaster and you get a couple minutes to decompress and really look at it and go, okay, that wasn't as crazy as I thought.
In all honesty, he's got a lot of work to do. I think anyone that feels that Sam is a fully formed player, I do like what he can do off schedule. I do like his heart. I do like his character. I do like his arm. I think he can make elite throws, but his lack of pocket comfort, being comfortable in the pocket, and his lack of pocket awareness is a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. There's just a lot of concerns there that, again, we could talk about for way longer than we should. We're not going to. So let's get into the next one very quickly. Antonio Gibson, free agent. Are you buying or selling Antonio Gibson, bringing him back?
Got to sell. Yeah. Got to sell on Antonio. I think this is an opportunity to upgrade that position. And I do like him. I do think he'll have a spot in the league, but he's had a fumbling problem. He's not he's had issues in terms of like the selections he's made in the run game, in terms of finding the right hole, and because he's not a natural running back. I think we can upgrade there, and I would sell Antonio. He's not who I would invest in to bring back from our free agents.
I'd buy bringing him back on like a cheap 1 year prove it kind of situation with maybe a second year option if that's what the market dictates for him. But if there's another team, I think there's almost more value in selling Antonio Gibson and just giving those carries to Robinson and really seeing what you can develop there personally.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna sell. I think it's a situation where I just don't think that works as a split backfield, those two guys. I think their talents are a little closer than people think. And it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, this is such a Ron Rivera guy. This is a guy that was a wide receiver that we converted to running back. And 2 years into having him here, we're having arguments of, is he a top 10 running back in the league? Never was, never will be, in my opinion. You sell them, you move on. I mean, you've got top 10 running backs in the league that don't even get second contracts. It's just not the way the league is moving right now. It's not the wisest way to spend your money. I think you got to sell Antonio Gibson, and I like the guy. I hope he turns out to be great somewhere else that's not in the NFC East or the NFC at all. But I'm ready to move on from Antonio Gibson. I think you sell.
No, I think you broke it down great. Is this idea of like trying to take a flyer on somebody with such a high pick and then relying on them so heavily as your starting running back, for a while, and your key third down back. I think he's made the most of the opportunity. He's had some problems, but he's a great kid by all accounts. I wouldn't be upset if he was back, but I don't think he's going to end up being the kind of guy that this regime brings back.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
I agree. Yeah, that's it. That's it for the boys, man. What do you say we wrap this thing up, Pop? Yeah, it's a scorcher.
A lot of content from the boys.
I knew we had a 40-minute in us. I just wasn't sure which one it was going to be, but we got that 40-minute out of the way. Guys, if you've been
more
with
content
us this far,
for the people.
Yes, always. If you've been with us this long, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and check us out. We got these videos coming to you every Monday and Thursday, so hopefully you're enjoying it. And yeah, let's wrap this thing up. Without further ado, I've been Dom.
This is Pop.
Have a great week, everybody.